So in this video, we're going to be talking about a very easy to start build for new players. Now, it's not necessarily the best build that you're going to have. It's going to not be great at killing mobs, like very difficult mobs. However, when you're first starting out, it's really cheap and just easy to get started with. But I highly suggest transitioning out of this one into another one, either by starting a new character or just by starting to make some changes to this one later on. But we can get into that a little bit later. Now, the first thing to also mention is that if you're not really interested in making like a basic fighter to make money, because you want to move into more complicated builds like summoners, tamers, bards, and stuff like that, I would highly suggest just starting off with mining. Now, mining on this server will make you quite a bit of money, and you can start it immediately, and you can start making money very quickly because ingots in this server sell out very fast. However, if you do want to make a standard fighter character, this is a good one to start off with. So the most important thing you want to do, though, is when you're looking for band-aids, you don't want to be going and harvesting cotton to make band-aids. It takes too long. It's just not really effective, and you can buy band-aids for almost free on this server. So what you want to do is, first of all, get a pair of scissors, and then you want to buy the cloth bolts here. So you just buy a couple of those like that, and you'll see I have 150 band-aids on me, but I'll just drop those for this example. Now, if we look at how many band-aids we're going to get from this, there's only 2 cloth bolts, so that cost us a total of 10 gold. We can cut that with a pair of scissors, and it'll make a bunch of cloth. And then from that scissors, you cut it again, and you make band-aids. So you've made 50 bandages for 10 gold. So it's very cheap. Very cheap to do that. So that's a very important thing to do when you're starting off with your fighter character. Now, the next thing you want to talk about is like what kind of skills you should be using. And this isn't very complicated. It's pretty standard on most Ultima Online servers. So you want to pick your weapon skill, swordsmanship, for example. And that's generally the one you probably want to start off with 50 at. The next thing you need to do is have the standard tactics. You should have healing and anatomy. You want anatomy on this because it makes you do more melee damage, but it also increases your healing, unlocks cures, and unlocks resin later on. So it's a very important skill to have. And then you're kind of left with 2 not so important skills. So you've got anatomy, healing, swordsmanship, and tactics, and parrying. Those are the 5 kind of basic skills you want. And then you're kind of open to other ones. So in this character, I took resisting spells and camping. And the reason we want camping is because it kind of makes you stationarily do our regens better. So it'll give you more stamina regen, and it'll give you more health regen if you have a campfire near you. And it'll also give you a bonus to your stats. But those aren't really important when you're first starting out. Generally, you just want those 5 skills, and then you can kind of pick what other 2 you want. For example, peacemaking and musicianship would be a very good set of skills to have on that character. So, with that being said, there's some things to note when you're starting this fighting character. On this server, if you are wearing heavier armor, you're going to take more stamina damage, and it becomes quite difficult to swing your weapon when you're out of stamina. So the way around that on this server is generally to use what they call fish in this game. So they've got like aether fish, razor fish, and those give you a lot of stamina regen. They're not too expensive. They last for 15 minutes per fish, and it makes you regen stamina quite a bit faster. So that being said, the first place you can generally go to is the brick graveyard with your character, and all you really need to do is just start swinging. This is not a very complicated character. You attack, hit the monsters, and you can heal yourself with your bandages. This one is obviously finished with their skills, so it goes a lot faster, but as you can see, there's not really much to it. You just swing away, hit your monsters, collect your gold, move on. It's a bit difficult at the beginning, but as you go, it gets easier and easier. But once again, like I said before, the longer you play this character, the more difficult it's going to be to actually kill the harder mobs. So this one really excels at the beginning of the game, but kind of becomes quite weak later on. So it's not necessarily the best build to focus on. But you know, sometimes people just don't want to mine for money and they want to just start fighting, and this is an absolute great way to start fighting. So we'll get into more details about a lot of the other features in the game in different videos, but for now this is all there is to this one. So have fun trying it out.